move this conversation along is the focus on the effects on children, which is something that obviously everyone can agree on. We've been seeing growing moves towards legislation. We've been seeing a number of lawsuits, and it seems part of a larger trend where regulators in general are unhappy with the status quo and are trying to do something in order to address the problems everyone seems to be so concerned about.
And tell us about the timetable for the trial and when we'll hear a verdict.
Yeah, so the trial is set to continue for a while here, so it may be a number of weeks before we get an answer, but depending on how things shake out, it could be, the end of this conversation for a while, or the start of something truly massive that changes the face of the internet.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for explaining the consequences there. Thomas Germain, the BBC's tech correspondent. Well, we want to stay with our coverage of the US now, because there's another big story we want to cover. The fact that the billionaire Les Wexner is facing lawmakers to the House Oversight Committee in Congress about the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And you'll of course know that for many days now we've covered the after effects of the release of several million documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, who died in prison in August of 2019. And those 3 million documents relate to some of the ties he had in life, which are only just emerging. Our North America correspondent Anthony Zerka has been following this particular angle involving Les Wexner. And Anthony, bring us up to speed with what's been happening.
Apparently the deposition has been completed. We're expecting to hear from Democrats who were involved in the questioning. They're holding a press conference sometime soon. Originally, Wexner was supposed to come here to Washington, D.C. to testify behind closed doors, but in the end, it was the members of Congress who traveled to Ohio, where Les Wexner is from and has a massive mansion, and deposed him there. As you point out, some of the questions are going to be about Wexner's ties to Epstein. He was the source of much of Epstein's influence and money. Epstein had power of attorney over Wexner's fortune in 1991. Wexner, a multi-billionaire from the retailing industry. Outlets like The Limited and Victoria's Secret were among his portfolio. I'll add that Wexner denies any kind of connection to improprieties or knowledge about what Epstein was doing, but Ro Khanna, one of the Democrats on the committee, revealed Wexner's name and said that his name appeared to have on a document that the FBI assembled identifying him as an unindicted co-conspirator. And Virginia Giuffre, the late woman who said that Epstein sex trafficked her, also alleged that Wexner was guilty of sexually assaulting her. So his name comes up in the files repeatedly. All of these things are going to be things that the Democrats